Strauss appointed a committee of 25 that speedily grew to 150, which circulated all New York lawyers on the possible need for a new and more open lawyers' association. Over 3,000 responded. The new association got off to a rousing start. Within a year, actual membership was nearly twice that of the city bar, which had been in existence for almost 40 years. A great deal of pent-up energy seemed to drive the new committees right from the start. In particular, the Committee on Ethics, about which you're to hear more in a moment, made a mark immediately. Strauss was well, just I'll mention, perhaps because you will not, that the opinions of the committee, of those committees, the committees related to unlawful practice and ethics, became central to the curriculum of many law schools, and they were praised and quoted at length by Harvard Law Dean Roscoe Pound. Strauss was central to the direction and affairs of the growing association until his death in 1934, and I guess I will skip over his quote since I am a little short of time. It is my conviction, not yet provable, but I think demonstrably probable, that the New York County Lawyers Association played a significant part in the process by which Jewish lawyers in New York joined New York's legal establishment. This was a slow but steady process that doubtless is better illuminated by others. It began before County Lawyers was founded and continued for many decades, at least through the 1960s, but perhaps the process remains uncompleted today. Henry W. Taft, one of those who served as president of both associations, declared that in 1882, 31 of City Bar's membership had been Jews, or somewhat under 5%, a figure that by 1939 had increased to about 11%. I refer to City Bar's membership practices on this point as a triumph of tokenism. Evidently, there were Jewish members from the very start or shortly thereafter, few or none of whom were recent immigrants of Eastern European origin, yet this minority was unable or unwilling to forestall the kind of anti-Semitic action that led to the establishment of county lawyers. Mr. Leventrit himself provides a notable example, not only of efforts leading to the chamber chairmanship of NYCLA's Judiciary Committee, but also on various bodies related to lawyer misconduct. As a consequence, the Appellate Division appointed him to chair the Committee on Character and Fitness, where he served for many years. While this might today seem a rather specialized, demanding, and even thankless task, it must have seemed striking in the second decade of the century, a time when restrictions were common in everything from law school admission to real estate and club membership for a Jew to preside over the process of admission to this most sociable of professions. I'll skip over Julius Henry Cohen because you're about to hear more about him. Another early example is Max Stoyer, probably the best-known New York trial lawyer of his day, who served for many years on NYCLA's Judiciary Committee when it was chaired by Charles C. Burlingham. Others who served at that time were George Wickersham, William Breed, George Medallia, Alton Parker, and so on. Without multiplying the list unduly, I note finally the contributions of pioneer Carolyn Klein Simon, 1901-1993, who worked tirelessly on countless NYCLA initiatives before and after she achieved numerous firsts for political women in New York around mid-century. Probably she's best remembered today for her advice to young women on how to get along in a man's world. Look like a girl, act like a lady, think like a man, and work like a dog. NYCLA's establishment was a remarkable achievement that I believe was of considerable importance, not measurable, but considerable, in the integration of Jews into New York's legal mainstream. And I guess I will skip to the end of my remarks by providing you, in closing, with two ironies about county lawyers and its place in this process. Ironically, a topic that I leave for others for another day, it appears that the New York bar has become more insular at the very time that it is becoming more open. It seems certain, though I cannot demonstrate this today, that a far higher proportion of top New York lawyers today are lifelong New Yorkers than was true 100 years ago. Once again, many of those today are, of course, Jewish. And I will share with you another irony. For many years, NYCLA had an informal yet ironclad practice by which the presidency alternated between a Jew, a Catholic, and a Protestant, sort of like the beloved New York tradition of the balanced ticket in Board of Estimate days. But the balanced ticket, being designed to appeal to voting constituencies, was a tolerable reflection of ethnic voting power. It is probable that Jews amounted to close to 3/4 of NYCLA's membership around 1960, which, since at that time Martin Mayer declared on reasonable authority that Jews were 60% of the New York bar. 3/4 of the membership get only 1/3 of the presidencies. Few quota-bound prep schools or Ivy League universities are likely to have insisted on so drastic a disproportion. When Daniel Draper, invited by Boris Kostelanetz to join NYCLA, expressed surprise to his staffer at his rapid rise on his route to the ultimate presidency, he was told, "There aren't very many of you around." At the time, he had no idea what the "you" in question referred to, but he figured it out. Thank you.